Hi reception, welcome to our PE lesson today. So for our PE lesson, what you need is to be changed for PE, either in your school PE kit or in your sports kit. So if you haven't done that, you can pause the video now and go and get changed. Super job. You're also going to need something that you can run to and jump over, something you can put on the floor. So I'm going to use a little hoop and a bean bag, and I can put those on the floor. So you could use 2 cushions, you could use 2 books, anything that your helper says that you are allowed to put on the floor and jump over. So you'll need 2 things like this. You'll also need the sheet that I have sent you. So you don't need to print that out, you can just have access to that on your device. So check with your helper that you're going to be able to see that as well. And then you have everything ready to start. So today, what we're doing in our lesson is developing our running and our stopping skills. So by the end of this lesson, you're going to have learned the skills to be able to run really well, but also to be able to stop nice and safely. All right, then, so to start off our lesson, we're going to do a little warm-up. Now, you need to ask your helper to make sure the space that you've got is nice and safe. So if you can pause the video now and ask your helper to make sure that anything's moved off the floor, that you're not going to bang into anything, and that your helper is with you throughout this lesson so that you're not going to hurt yourself. All right, then you're also going to need to be able to see this when you come to do a bit of your warm-up on your own. So our warm-up is called Mood Movers, and we're going to use 4 feeling words, emotions, and put 4 actions with them. So I'm going to tell you what they are. So first of all, we're going to do angry. Can you show me an angry face? Fantastic. And our action with angry is that we're going to stand with our legs apart and our arms crossed. So I'm going to show you now. So we're going to stand with our legs apart, our arms crossed, and we're going to have an angry face. So can you have a go at practicing that now? Super job. And then we're going to do sad. So can you show me your sad faces? Well done. So for sad, what we're going to do is sit in a small tucked up shape with a sad face. So I'm going to sit on the floor like this, put my arms around my knees, and have a really sad face. Can you have a practice of that reception? Pause the video if you need to. Super job. Then we're going to do happy. Can you show me your happy faces? Well done. And our happy action is going to be that we're skipping around the space with a happy face on. So I'm going to stand up again and I'm going to skip around my space with a happy face on. So pause the video now and you can have a good practice of that. And finally, we're going to do excited. Our excited faces. Fantastic. And with this, we're going to jump. Now, when we jump, remember that we need to land with both our knees bent so that we're nice and safe. So I'm going to jump around my space with an excited face. I might even do excited jazz hands. Like that. I'd like you to pause the video and have a little go at doing that yourself. Super job. So what I'm going to do reception is I would like you to stand in your space, making sure it's nice and safe. And I'm going to call one of our emotions out and you're going to see if you can remember the action for it. So walk around your space like that, and then I'm going to call out an emotion, a feeling. Okay. Happy! Well done. We need to skip around our room with a nice happy face on. Super job. And now keep walking around. Sad! You remember? That's it. We tuck ourselves up into a board. You can sit on the floor or you can squat and have a sad face. Super job. And walk around again. This time we're going to do angry. Can you remember? That's it. Legs apart, arms crossed, angry face. Fantastic. Walking again. This time we're going to do excited. Remember what excited was? That's it. It was a nice jump. You can do your jazz hands as well. Super job. So what I'd like you to do now is with the sheet that I've sent you, I'd like you to pause the video and your helper can tell you the emotions, see if you can remember the different actions for each one. You could do this for about 5 minutes until you feel your heart is racing a little bit and you feel your body is nice and warmed up. And then come back and we'll start our main lesson. Super job, reception. Well done. I know that your heart's beating a little bit faster and your muscles have warmed up nicely to do our main activity. What you need for this is you need to get your 2 objects that you're going to put on the floor. Remember, I've got my little hoop and I've got my beanbag. And I want them to be as far apart as they can be. That'll depend on your house, and that's absolutely fine. But just make sure that your helper can help you to put them a little bit far apart. So I'm going to put my beanbag over there, and I've got my hoop that I'm going to put over there. Now, you're going to have to jump over these, so make sure you've got a little bit of space on either side. Your helper can help you to do that. So make sure it's not up against the wall, because you're going to need to jump over it. So you might need to bring them a little bit. And then we're ready. So what we're going to do is practice our running and our stopping. But we're also going to be bringing in our jumping. So we're doing a little bit of jumping as well. So first of all, what we're going to do is jump over one of our cones or whatever it is that you've got. So I'm going to stand on the side so you can see me jump. Now, when we jump, we need to make sure that we bend our knees before we jump, swing our arms backwards and then forwards. But we need to make sure that we bend our knees when we land so that we don't hurt our legs. So we jump up and then we bend our knees, make sure that we're bending our knees. I'd like you to have a little go with me. So we're going to stand up and we're going to bend our knees to start. Put your arms back a little bit. As we launch in the air, we're going to swing our arms forward, jump up, and then bend our knees when we land. You ready? Let's have a go. Super job. So our first step is jumping over one of our cones. So I'd like you to have a go at doing that on your own. So we're going to bend our knees, jump over, and bend our knees to land. Fantastic. You have a little go at doing that. Pause it if you need to. Super job. So first of all, we jump over one of our cones. Then what we're going to do is run to one of our cones. When we get to our cone, we're going to stop. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So when we run, we use big steps. But when we see that we're going to stop, our steps get a little bit smaller to help us to stop. So I'm going to run from one of my cones to the other. And I want you to watch what happens to my steps as I get closer to stopping. And then I stopped. So I did big steps and then little ones to stop. And then I was safe to stop. So what we're going to do is we're going to run from one cone to the other cone. Are you ready? Or from one of your cushions to the other, or one of your books to the other book. Are you ready? Let's go. And then small ones to stop. And then stop. And when you get to your other book or your cone or whatever you've got, you can say stop to remind you that you stopped. Right, let's have another go. Big, big, big. Oh, stop, stop. Stop. Fantastic. So we've done 2 things now. First of all, we've jumped over our cone. Then we're running and stopping. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a little practice of that, trying to get as much control over when you stop as possible. So pause the video now and come back for the final part of our skills session. Super job, reception. So let's see. So we've jumped over our cone, making sure we bend our knees. We run and then stop. And then what we're going to do, the final part is we're going to jump over our second cone or book or whatever you've got. So we jump, we run, we stop, and we jump again. Should we try and put all that together? So let's see. I'm going to do it first. So I'm going to jump, I'm going to run, stop, and jump over again, and then stop. Would you like to do it with me? Okay, so we're going to jump over your book or your cushion. Bend your knees. Run and stop. Jump over again. Fantastic. Now you can pause the video and have a little practice if you like. What we're going to do next, we're going to make it a little bit harder we're going to try and jump backwards. Now make sure your helper is here to help you if it does get a little bit tricky. So we're going to stand with our back facing our object and we're going to try and jump backwards. And then we're going to turn and face forward, run, stop, turn and jump backwards again. Now, when I'm jumping backwards, I'm making sure that I'm looking to see where I'm going so I don't hurt myself. Let's try that together one time and you're going to have a go on your own. So we're standing with our object behind us and we're looking where it is. We're going to bend our knees, jump, bend our knees again, turn round. What do we do next? That's right, we're going to run. And when we stop, what happens to our steps? That's it, they get a bit smaller, don't they? Let's have a go. Stop. What do I do now? That's it, I turn round and then I'm going to bend my knees. I'm looking where I'm going, so I'm going backwards. Fantastic, and I'm bending my knees again. What a super job, reception. Now, what you can do at home to make this a little bit more challenging is using the sheet that I've sent your helpers. When you've completed our obstacle course using our jumping, running, stopping and then jumping backwards, your helper can tell you one of our emotion words, our feelings words, and you can use that and put the action to it at the very end. So I'm going to show you how that might look. I'm going to choose, let's see, we've done some jumping. So I'm going to do happy and skipping. So I'm going to do all of the things that we've just done. So jumping, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to challenge myself. I'm going to jump backwards, run, stop, jump backwards again, and then do my happy skipping. Okay, ready to watch? Let's go. So you can join in with me if you want to. Here we go, I'm going to jump backwards, I'm going to turn round, I'm going to run, stop, turn round, jump backwards, and then I'm going to do my emotion, happy skipping, with my big smile on my face. There we go, super job. So I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to do our little skills development, just like we've done, and then using one of the emotions at the end as well. Do that as many times as you like, and then come back for our warm down. See you in a minute. Oh, reception, well done. Gosh, we have really worked our bodies today. How are you feeling now after you've done all that exercise? I'm feeling really good about myself. I'm feeling really happy. I feel like I've worked my body and I'm ready to go and have a fantastic day. And I hope that you're feeling great as well. Exercise is really good to help our bodies, but also to help our minds to feel really happy and good about ourselves. Now, we're going to play a warm down game called Bubbles. So we're going to pretend to be in our own giant bubble. Are you ready? Okay, so what we're going to do is stand in a space and imagine you've got an enormous bubble surrounding you. So I'd like you to stretch up really high. Imagine that you're touching your bubble. Go on your tiptoes if you can. And imagine, bring your arms down. Imagine feeling your bubble. Look how big your bubble is. It's so sparkly and shiny. And it's amazingly beautiful. Now what we're going to do with our arms up, we're going to tiptoe around the room, just like this. Imagine you're in your bubble, going nice and slow. You can move your arms up and down if you want. Imagine you're touching your bubble. And then when I say pop, your bubble's popped and you need to come down into a little ball. Okay, so we're going to stretch our arms up, move around our space and our tiptoes nice and slowly, moving your arms up and down, pop, quick, in a little ball. Fantastic. We're going to do one more time together and then you can have a go at home with your grown-ups. Okay, so let's one more time get your bubble back. Tiptoe around the room, moving your arms up and down, pop. Super job. Now you can carry on doing the warm down at home reception. Thanks for joining us for our PE lesson today. See you soon. Bye.